We're having a small audio issue. The video is ready for the audio, which is being worked on.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Vibe here at Mr. Dar Salam in Burnsville, Minnesota. Inshallah, let me show you around.
This is the new Dar Salam facility, and we're going to go ahead and take a look into the first classroom. As you can see, these are all the classrooms that Vibe will be using for the program. Our main goal for the program is to focus on kids from age 10 to 15, which is equivalent to grades 5 to 9. The program will start June 17th and end August 9th, which is exactly 8 weeks. The program is 4 days, Monday through Thursday, from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. So now, since we know what the program will be, we'll go ahead and discuss what the program will provide and what we will do.
So here at Vibe, our goal is to, first of all, engage, educate, then empower our children, and to instill in them core Islamic values. On top of the Islamic studies, we'll be providing workshops, seminars, and even sports. With the workshops, it will include, but it isn't limited to, coding, robotics, CPR training, and we'll even have a career fair.
Here at Vibe, what we want to do is tap into the current resources available and to maximize them. Our goal is not to reinvent the wheel, but to actually improve it. How can we do that? We believe that if we instill into these kids to value their identity, then there will surely be excellence in everything they do. Now, you may be wondering, how can I get started? Or how can I register my son or daughter, nephew, or niece? Well, very simple. On June 7th, we would like to invite you all to come check out our open house. At the open house, you can meet and greet the teachers, and on top of that, you can also check out our facility. Now, let's look into how we can get you guys started.
Now, after you got well-rounded information on the program and you got different sets of information, we would now like to conclude the program's prices. The program is at a very low and convenient price of $149.99 per month, or a one-time set of price of $249.99. There's also other services that's incorporated into the program, such as bus services and transportation. For more information, please visit our website at www.vibemn.org. What does that mean, Mom?
The founders of this program are brothers who went to Medina and other universities. They went to study the deen, and they're coming back to the community to give back to the community, to connect the youth back to the masjid through teachings and other programs. And I would like to say to the parents, to the elders, and to the leaders of the community, please support this program, because we really need to encourage our young brothers and sisters to come and study the deen under these brothers who have the qualifications, who can teach when it comes to the content, and also who can speak English. So to everybody, to Abu Boy, to everyone, please bring your children in the summer, and I hope that inshallah ta'ala this is going to be the beginning of wonderful programs in the long term, inshallah.
waxay soo hindiseen barnaamij culimmaduna ay garab taagan yihiin oo ah maadaama oo ay yihiin rag luuqadii dhalinyarada inta badan waddankan English bay ku hadlaan luuqaday garanayaan haddana luuqada keliya ma ahana dhaqankii iyo culturekii iyo dabeecadii dhalinyarada garanaya oo luuqaday ku wada hadlayaan garanaya oo isfahmi karaan haddana diintii iyo mabaadi'dii islaamka iyo qur-aankii iyo taariikhda islaamka ana garanaya iyo caqiidadii ayaa waxaa la soo hindisay inay dhalinyarada barnaamij u sameeyaan barnaamijtaas oo ah dhalinyarada badbaadin iyo caawin iyo waxbarin iyo duco dacwo oo loogu talagalay dacwadaas in dhalinyarada dalka laga jafo masaajidda lagu soo celiyo loo sameeyo barnaamij muusini ah ama mararkii dhacaysa bilihiiba mar barnaamijkaas ka qayb gala taageera culimaduna way garab taagan tahay waayaa dhalinyaradan isugu tagno.
So, mashallah, I think all the kids are laughing because when they first saw this, they were students. And now watching this, that's all their teachers and all the people they know from the building. So inshallah, we hope that we stick to our promises and we fulfill the things that we said we would do. I heard the kids over there saying, CPR, we need to do CPR. But inshallah, that's the only workshop that we didn't get to. It's very difficult to coordinate, but the robotics and the coding, did we do the robotics? Yeah. Did we do the coding? Yeah. So we try to fulfill all our promises, but there were some technical difficulties with the CPR. And we'll continue to be doing workshops and things that will help the kids grow not only Islamically, but professionally and in their careers. And also the families and the parents, originally when they saw this, the first question that we had was about the price. And saying, hey, you know, this is a heavy price, are you guys really going to deliver? So we asked the families, did we deliver? Yes. I'm not hearing the families, have we delivered? Yes. Alhamdulillah, inshallah, we hope we deliver to the best of our capabilities, and we'll continue to strive in our efforts. Right now, that was a pre-vibe video. Now, please enjoy with us the post-vibe and what the children and the people of vibe had to think about. Let's be quiet, students. You might see yourself in the videos.
I'm 10 years old and I'm going to 5th grade. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala amma ba'd. My name is HadithDisciple. I'm going to 6th grade and I'm 11 years old. I'm 10 years old and I'm going to 5th grade.
My name is Ahmed Adam. I'm going to 7th grade and I'm 12 years old.
My name is Samia Umar. I'm 12 years old and I'm going to 7th grade.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdulmalik Hussein. I'm going to 11th grade and I'm 16 years old.
My name is Paul Hussein. I'm going to 8th grade and I'm 13.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Bilal Muhammad. I'm 9 and I'm going to 4th grade. I thought it would kind of be like school and kind of boring.
My thoughts before I started ROD, I thought it would be like really hard to learn the subjects.
I thought it would be boring and you wouldn't do much fun.
I thought before VIBE it was going to be fun, but then also there wasn't going to be a lot of students there, they're my age.
My thoughts before I started VIBE was that I really didn't want to go. I thought it would be boring and pretty stupid.
Before I started VIBE, I didn't think it would be I just thought it would be like any other program. I didn't think it would be too much. But later that proved me wrong.
My thoughts about VIBE was that I didn't want to go to summer Dixie.
I thought that we're just going to do 3 lessons, switch classes, talk with the islands, and just do that. I really like it and it's really fun, especially with teachers.
I think it's really easier and it's easier to learn the subjects.
I think it's funner and there will be more friendships that I didn't know before.
Now it's really fun. We learned a lot from the beginning. And you guys
Right now it's okay. I like it. I like coming here every morning.
I think VIBE is better than I thought it would be because of the workshop.
vibe is fiqh because of Ma'ana class.
My favorite thing about Vibe is that I get to meet new people and I get to learn Islam.
My favorite thing is going to the gym.
My favorite thing about Vibe is that since the class started getting normal, what happens is that you build more relationships with other people.
My favorite ma'alima is Ma'alim Fatima. And my favorite subject is Hadith.
My favorite ma'alim is Ma'alim Ibrahim, and my favorite subject is Hadith.
I really can't, I feel like I really can't say that, but if I really had to choose one, then I'd say it's library, because I feel like he really, just because of how hard he installed lessons into people.
My favorite subject is fiqh, and my favorite teacher is Ma'ala.
My favorite subject, I would say Hadith. Favorite Ma'alim is Ma'ala, that's it.
My favorite workshop is robotics. My favorite workshop is when Ma'alima Amal came over and she talked about rumors.
My favorite workshop is coding, since I didn't really see that. That was pretty new to me.
My favorite workshop is when we watched the movie of Quran.
Not as much as I know now.
I literally did not know, I knew 0% of what they were teaching me. And yeah, I thought it was going to be hard, but it's not.
I didn't know much before I came to the program.
Before I came to Vibe, I didn't know a lot. To see it, I don't know what I looked for, and now I really
I learned a lot, but when I came here, I only knew the basics.
I feel like I learned a lot because I didn't know. I knew a lot, but I learned more now.
Yes, I feel like I have improved my brain and learning a lot. I'm very sad now I'm back with
I would like to come back to Vibe every year.
Yes, because it's very fun.
I would love to come back here. It's an amazing place to come during summer.
Yes, I would love to come back to Vibe next year.
I would love to come back to Vibe again because how they teach me, how I learned that much. I have to do it again. I learn more about it.
back now. MashaAllah, Takbir. 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 So that was a highlight, and just us going down memory lane with all the stuff and all the programs and all the things that happened. I think the last quote the kids were yelling at was "Long live vibe." So inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make vibe something that stays long and lives on longer. None of this was scripted. All the answers that the kids gave were their own. Okay, inshallah, that encourages us and encourages the students and the families to keep this support and this family that we have created and continue the hard work that we have been doing, inshallah. So we have 3 more things planned out for us tonight. We have our Sheikh that's come all the way from Philly, Sheikh Muhammad Munir, who's a graduate from the University of Medina in the studies of Hadith. A big role model for all of us that have studied outside in the kingdom. Many of us, he has encouraged us. Many of us, he has given us mentorship and helped us down the road. So he's been a big brother to us. Even though he lives in a different state, we still stay connected with him. Inshallah, hopefully you guys benefit from the reminder and the speech that he gives us, inshallah. He's our keynote speaker for today. So, and after that, we'll move on to the certificates and awards.
Find a place to put this, maybe? Go ahead.
And I'll ask the kids to remain. There's a lot of excitement. We got a lot of things planned out for you guys. So let's keep it calm a little bit.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. It's always a pleasure and an honor to be a Muslim and to congregate with another Muslim, let alone a Muslim who is trying to strive and trying to remain upon the path of righteousness, and the path of seeking knowledge, the path of da'wah, the path of doing what the prophets and the messengers did. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands the messenger of Allah to proclaim and to make a public, open announcement for the HadithDisciple. Muhammad, tell the people, announce to the people, proclaim to the people, فَاصْدَعْ بِمَا تُؤْمَرُ. Make an open announcement that this is my way, and this is my path, and this is my methodology. This is what I do, this is what I stay busy with. قُلْ هَذِهِ سَبِيلِي أَدْعُو إِلَى اللَّهِ. And in this sabil, my lifestyle path, I call people to Allah. I invite people to the religion. I call them to the sabil al-rushd, and never to the sabil al-ghayy, the path of righteousness, ala basiratin. And I don't just call people how I feel or how I think, but I use a very sharp tool. And that sharp tool is the tool of basira, wisdom, of knowledge, of penetrating understanding, of knowing what to say, and knowing how to say it, and knowing when to say it. That is the tool of knowing when to remain silent. Why to remain silent? And for how long to remain silent? Al-basira. Ana wa man ittaba'ani. And this is my way, this is my path, this is my lifestyle, and the same applies to my followers. And the same applies to those who love me, those who believe in me, and those who sacrifice themselves for me. It's what they do, it's what they stay busy with as well. So there can't be anything more honorable and more pleasurable than meeting another Muslim and congregating with another Muslim. A Muslim who shares the same lifestyle as you, inshallah, someone who is alike or like-minded like you. As Allah tells us, وَمَنْ أَحْسَنُ قَوْلًا مِمَّنْ دَعَا إِلَى اللَّهِ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا وَقَالَ إِنَّنِي مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. There can't be someone who's better. There can't be a Muslim who's more virtuous, who has a higher status and excellence than the one who calls for Allah, the one who teaches people the deen of Allah, and he himself implements what he learns and what he teaches and calls them to the preachers, and he declares himself to be from among the Muslims.
So coming to Minnesota after many years of not being here, it's a good feeling. Meeting with my brothers, those who are older than me, those who are my age, and those who are younger than me. It's always a pleasure, it's always a benefit, and it's always a means of being reminded of that which is positive, inshallah ta'ala. So with that being said, brothers and sisters, I want to speak to you about a brief prophetic story. A brief, small, short prophetic story. Something that took place in the time of the Messenger of Allah, which is very relative and is connected to vine, inshallah ta'ala. It's the hadith of Abdullah ibn Abbas, radiallahu ta'ala, that can be found in Sahih Bukhari and found in Sahih Muslim. And the beginning of the story is not necessarily a pleasant story. It's not necessarily a romantic story, but it's a story which is tragic. And it's a story that talks about a fatal accident. Something that was sad, and something that can make you feel sadness, and something which isn't necessarily so pleasant. And it was a story about al-Hajj. And one day there was a man who was making Hajj, and he was upon a camel, or a horse, either of the two. And the narration says, فَوَقَصَتْهُ دَابَتُهُ. And for one reason or another, his camel or his horse threw him off his back. And he fell and he died. He snapped his neck, broke his neck, and he died on Hajj. So the Messenger of Allah, he immediately addressed his companions. And he said, اغسلوه بماء وسدر وكفنوه في ثوبين ولا تمسوه طيبا ولا تخمروا رأسه وفي رواية مسلم ولا تخمروا رأسه ووجهه فإنه يبعث يوم القيامة ملبيا أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. After the man fell from the horse or fell from the camel and he immediately broke and snapped his neck, what we would call and say in the English language in our American culture a freak accident. Something that you don't expect to happen. A very bad and tragic accident. The man lost his life immediately. The Messenger of Allah, he did not dwell upon the tragedy. He did not get stuck and remain upon the fatal accident, but he gave the companions immediate instruction. He said, اغسلوه بماء وسدر. He says, wash him up, make the ghusl of the janazah, and use the leaves of the little tree. وَكَفِّنُوهُ فِي ثَوْبَيْنِ. And shroud him, not in 3, but 2 pieces of kafan, 2 garments. Listen carefully. Not ثَلَاثَةَ أَثْوَابٍ بِيضٍ سُحُرِيَّ ثَوْبَيْنِ, 2 pieces of cloth. Then the Messenger of Allah says, وَلَا تُمِسُّوهُ طِيبًا. And don't put any camphor upon him. Don't put any musk upon him. Don't put any oud upon him. Do not perfume him. وَلَا تُخَمِّرُوا رَأْسَهُ. Nor cover his head. Shroud him with his head uncovered. That's the version of Sahih Bukhari. As far as Sahih Muslim, then it says, وَلَا تُخَمِّرُوا رَأْسَهُ وَلَا وَجْهَهُ. Neither cover his head nor his face. Why not? A Messenger of Allah. Isn't the body of the deceased Muslim, the janazah, isn't it an amana? What do his eyes look like when someone dies? The Messenger of Allah commanded the people and told the people to cover the eyes of the deceased. فَإِنَّ الْمَيِّتِ. When the person dies, تَبِعَهُ الْبَصَرِ. When the soul is extracted, the eyes follow. So therefore, there are only a few people who are allowed into the room of washing the deceased Muslim. And everyone is not allowed and welcomed. And that's because you don't know what the person looks like. His face may be in a monstrous or unsightly form because of the eyes following the soul being extracted. So everyone isn't allowed to see the deceased Muslim. And this is one of the secrets, one of the reasons of the dead Muslim, his face and head being covered. And no one to see what the person's face looks like. And those who wash the body, those who perform the janazah, it is an aman. They're supposed to keep silent. What did he look like? Did he have a smile on his face, a frown on his face? Was his face contracted or tinged? No one is to talk about what he looked like. No one. But the Prophet ﷺ in this hadith, he went against that also. He said, لَا تُخَمِّرُوا رَأْسَهُ. Don't cover his head. Imam Muslim, his version, not the version of Bukhari, the riwayah of Muslim, he says, لَا تُخَمِّرُوا رَأْسَهُ وَلَا وَجْهَهُ. Cover not his head nor his face. Why? The Messenger of Allah. I thought we were supposed to cover the head and the face of the deceased Muslim. فإنه يبعث يوم القيامة ملبيا. Because on the day of judgment, this person will be resurrected, they'll be brought back to life, they will stand in front of Allah once more. كما بدأنا, Allah says, as we originally created you, أول خلق نعيده. فإنه يبعث يوم القيامة ملبيا. He will be saying, لبيك اللهم لبيك. He will be making the talbiyah of Hajj and of Umrah. The scholars of Islam, they say that this narration of Abdullah ibn Abbas is understood in the light of the hadith of Jabir ibn Abdullah in Sahih Muslim, in which the Messenger of Allah ﷺ says, كُلُّ عَبْدٍ يُبْعَثُ عَلَى مَا مَاتَ عَلَيْهِ. That on the day of judgment, every servant, man, woman, child, they will be resurrected upon what they died. They'll be resurrected in the manner in which they died. I.e., if you die in a state, you'll be resurrected in that state. If you die doing something good, bad, positive, negative, evil, unhim, whatever you're doing, and that's the last thing that you do in this worldly life, is how Allah is going to resurrect you. So the hadith of Ibn Abbas, the Messenger of Allah ﷺ, he said, wash him, shroud him, don't cover his head, don't cover his face, don't put perfume upon him, because he will be resurrected as a hajji. He'll be resurrected as a pilgrim. He'll be brought back to life as a muhrim. And the hadith of Jabir in Sahih Muslim says, كُلُّ عَبْدٍ يُبْعَثُ عَلَى مَا مَاتَ عَلَيْهِ. He'll be resurrected upon how he or she died. So what does this have to do with our youth? And what does it have to do with value, identity, and breeding excellence? The scholars of Islam, they say that these two narrations are understood in light of a third narration. And that is the hadith of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud in the Sahihain, in which the Messenger of Allah tells us that we are made, and we're formed, and we're fashioned in steps and stages. Steps and stages. The fluid from the man and the woman, the clot of blood, the lump of chewed flesh, and then the angel is given the instructions of how long you're going to live. The angel is giving instructions on what type of wealth you're going to make, what type of wealth you're not going to make. And the angel is giving instructions, shaqiyun or sa'id, happy or miserable. So in this hadith, the Messenger of Allah he tells us, he swears by Allah, inna ahadakum la ya'malu bi'amali, that a person will do deeds and work deeds, good or bad. The deeds of the people of paradise and the deeds of the people of the hellfire. And a person will live for such a long time doing these deeds, حتى ما يكون بينه وبينها إلا ذراع فيسبق عليه الكتاب فيعمل بعمله إلى آخره. And then at the end of a person's life, يسبق عليه الكتاب, the qadr and destiny and fate will become predominant. And of course, the qadr is always dominant, but it's going to take charge now. And he switches his actions. He switches his deeds, and he either acts upon the people, or the deeds of the people of paradise, or the deeds of the people of the fire of hell, فَيَدْخُلُهَا, and he will go to that respective place. I.e., we have three places. Number one, or two steps. Step number one is, مَنْ عَاشَ عَلَى شَيْءٍ, whoever lives upon a thing, whoever is raised upon a thing, whoever is cultivated upon a thing, then Allah Azza wa Jalla is too kind and He's too generous to take it and snatch it away from that person at the end of his life. Listen carefully. Whoever is raised upon a thing, whoever is cultivated upon a thing, and whoever lives upon a thing for the majority of his or her life, in most cases, he would die accordingly. And that's because Allah is too kind and too generous to allow a person to be righteous, to be pious, and then take it away from him at the end of his life. And if he dies upon that thing, then he will be resurrected upon that thing. So we have three steps. Step or stage number one, man nasha ala shay'in, man tarabba ala shay'in, man asha ala shay'in. He who lives upon the thing, he who was raised upon the thing, he who was cultivated upon the thing, he will, in most cases, die upon that thing. And he who dies upon that thing will be brought back to life, will be resurrected upon that thing. And the same applies to cultivating the youth. And the same applies to our Muslim youth being religious, and being righteous, and striving, and being far from drugs, and alcohol and gang violence and pornography and illicit and illegal things, if we raise them correctly, if we cultivate them correctly, if we educate them correctly, if we discipline them correctly, and if we enforce Allah's rules upon them correctly, then bi'idhnillahi azza wa jalla, that's how they're going to live. And if they live for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, inshallah ta'ala, that is how they will die. And if they die upon Tawheed and Sunnah and Akhlaq and doing the right thing, that's how they're going to be resurrected. And the Prophet ﷺ, he tells us in another authentic hadith, سَبْعَةٌ يُذِلُّهُمُ اللَّهُ فِي ذِلِّهِ يَوْمَ لَا ظِلَّ إِلَّا ظِلُّهُ. The people will be shaded on the day of judgment, a day in which there's no shade except for the shade of Allah's throne. And from them, the Prophet ﷺ, he mentions, he says, Imam Adil is a just ruler, a true ruler. وَشَابٌ نَشَأَ فِي عِبَادَةِ رَبِّهِ. And it's a young man, and it's a young woman who grows up, who's raised, and who's cultivated upon obeying and worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if this is the reward of the young man and of the young woman, what is the reward of the teacher? What is the reward of the murabbi? What is the reward of the parent? What is the reward of the munfiq and the muhsin, the one who spent the money to provide the education and the tarbiyah of his daughter and or his son? So the point is, brothers and sisters, is that if we want our children to be successful in this life and in thereafter, if we want our children to be raised upon the thing, and to live upon the thing, and to die upon that thing, then we have to teach our children. And we have to educate our children. And we have to instill in them the values of al-Islam, and the values of al-Akhlaq, and the values of the Deen. As many of the Salaf al-Salih would say, إِنَّمَا تَقْوَ رُتِينَةُ الْخَطْمِ مَا كَانَتْ وَمَا دَامَتْ رَطْبَةً. That you can only make the imprint on the clay when the clay is wet and moist. Meaning when the clay is dry and hard, it's of no benefit. So if you wish to teach your daughter about hijab at 16, it's going to be extremely difficult. Rather, it's going to be borderline impossible. If you want to teach your son how to lower his gaze, and how to have courage, and how to be brave, and how to be trustworthy, and how to be honest, and how to be a gentleman, and you want to teach him to pray in the masjid, and you want to teach him how to be a Muslim man at 17 and 18 and 19, it's extremely impossible, if not, it's extremely difficult, if not impossible. So the only logical answer, and the only sensible, reasonable, and rational sum or solution to the equation is teaching our children from day one. Teaching our children from day one. And the scholars of Islam, they say that the tarbiyah of the children and the intention of the children, it doesn't start when your child is born. It doesn't start when your child is 3. It does not begin when your child is مُرُّوا أَبْنَاءَكُمْ بِالصَّلَاةِ وَهُمْ أَبْنَاءُ سَبْعٍ. Tell them to pray when they're 7. وَضْرِبُوهُمْ عَلَيْهَا وَهُمْ أَبْنَاءُ عَشْرٍ. And physically hit them when they're 10. It doesn't begin then, no. Rather, raising a proper family and teaching your children and instilling them the proper values of Islam, it begins before you get married. And it begins before you even conceive the child. Picking a righteous wife, picking a righteous husband, looking at someone's family background, making the dua of marriage, making the dua of consummation, feeding your wife with the halal, as the Prophet ﷺ tells us, كل جسم نبت من سحت فالنار أولى به. أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. Is that there's someone who's raised upon suht, illicit wealth, illegal wealth, dirty money, then the fire has more right to that body. So the point is, brothers and sisters, my brief speech, my brief talk with you, is that it's very important for us to have these things like this, whether it's called vibe or other than vibe. And everyone has to contribute according to his or her means. If you're the learning person, then teach. If you're the student, then learn. If you're the money man, then spend. If you're the security, then protect. If you're the organizer and the mover and the shaker and the coordinator, then organize, coordinate, move, and shake. And that's why the ulama of the Salaf, they would say, اُغْدُ عَالِمًا أَوْ مُتَعَلِّمًا وَلَا تَبْدُ مَا أَوْ سِوَى ذَلِكَ. Either be learning or be a learner, and nothing else. Either be a learned person or someone who learns, وَلَا تُبْغِضْهُمْ, and don't hate them. I.e., contribute to what you can. Everyone is not going to be a teacher. Everyone is not going to be a speaker. But everyone can help out for the good of our youth. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
Forgive. 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 Jazakallah for those beautiful words, Sheikh Mufti. And now we'll get to the two